Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the channel, Matt with Green Bar Trading. So this is our weekly watch list video. I'm very excited about this video in particular because the overall market, well, it looks like it may have bottomed out and now we're on the uptrend as you know, all three major indexes, they gained their 50 moving average back. That doesn't mean we're in the clear, but I'm going to go over all three daily charts. I'm going to give us a nice big picture from a big time frame so we can look at where we came from and where we might be going. So we'll go over all of that. We're going to go over a couple of things. This is an extremely busy week with a ton of earnings, okay? We're going to go over some of those things. We're going to go over an amazing pick that we had last weekly watch list video last weekend. It was posted in the Discord. It was on our video. It was a great call. Just going to go over that. We're going to go over my 5 picks for this coming week. And yeah, if you guys would take, 2 seconds, hit that thumbs up for the video, and then we'll get right into it. So we do have a lot to get to. So let's see if we can get through this very quickly. So I'm going to start with our Webull platform. Sometimes I like to use this for these videos because I have a lot of key levels on the Qs, on the SPY, on the S&P 500 futures that my Discord gets access to, okay? I like to provide that community with a little extra value. So I'm going to keep, that out of these videos. But if you want, you guys can come over to Discord and, the link will be in the description. You can check those out for yourselves. And, they're also, it's a lot cleaner to look at this chart right here without all my key levels on it, because we can see very specifically where these moving averages are. On my, Thinkorswim charts, they're so marked up, it's almost impossible to even see where the 50 is. So the 50 moving average right now is sitting right here. We're just approaching it on the Qs. Just about to retake that 50 moving average that has basically been support, started to act as a little resistance. And there's one other level here that, the Qs have to get over before I'm fully on board with the tech sector rebound. But I think this is pretty clear as day, this trend line here that the NASDAQ bounced off of. And, we bounced off it, ran into the 20 EMA, had some trouble there, but then on Thursday and Friday, barreled through, and that's a very bullish sign. You want to be trading over the 20 EMA on the daily chart. So that's the Qs. Let's take a look at the SPY. The SPY is over its 50. This has been basically what has propped up the entire SPY S&P 500 market the entire year. It has held over the 50 moving average. When we broke that 50, that's when we got, this about 6.5% correction on the pullback. And then what started to happen here is we started to consolidate in this box right here. So on Friday, breaking out past the 50 moving average and breaking out from this consolidation, this base that formed during this correction and pullback, well, that's a very bullish sign breaking out from here. Very bullish over the 50 moving average. Everything is looking pretty good here on the SPY. On the Dow Jones Industrial Average, the DIA is this ETF that we like to follow. We were trading in a very specific channel right here, and it was sideways. That's all it was. Very sideways for many months here, just trading from the bottom to the top, back to the bottom, back to the top. Well, it does look like on Friday, we gapped up and started the breakout from that channel. So, this is looking really good to start to make all-time highs on. And that's the DIA, that's the Dow Jones. That's all your industrial stocks. All your value stocks reside in the Dow Jones Industrial. So if you think the economy is going to be rip-roaring, a lot of construction is going to be taking place, etc., then this is going to continue to break out. So that's our three main indexes. And this is all the daily time frame. This is over the 50 moving average. So it does look to me like the pullback formed a base, it consolidated, and then we started to break out of that base. That doesn't mean that, this is over or the choppy trading is over, but it was a good sign. You can't just ignore the fact that we consolidated and then broke out of that level on Thursday and Friday. So that is the Webull platform. And I'll eventually make a video on how I like to set this up for options trading, because that's basically all I'm doing on there is trading options. So when I say there is going to be a very busy week, this is what I mean. Look at all those earnings. Unbelievable amount of earnings. And this is my overall take on earnings season this quarter. I feel like the whole market is anticipating bad earnings based on the supply chain issues. There's just a lot less bulls in the market at the moment that I think any type of good news or better guidance from companies in earnings season, I think that's going to be a huge catalyst for the market to absolutely skyrocket, because all the bad news, the Fed tapering, they already said when they're going to taper, interest rates are already going to be going up. Everything is known. The inflation data, everything is out. Supply chain issues. There is nothing left to surprise the market. So that's why I think going into an earnings season where if you surprise on the upside, you can see stocks really move. And it's the opposite when everybody's bullish going into an earnings season and the companies do what they're supposed to do, and there's no real big surprises. Sometimes you'll see companies sell off after earnings. This could actually be the opposite of that, especially if they guide higher, you can really start to see some big moves. And that is what I'm going to be watching this week with all these earnings coming out. We started off last week with the banks, and I really think that's what gave the market the juice that it needed to break out a little bit. So we'll see what happens with this week. There's a ton of earnings on tap. There's a lot of, things that you can do to make some money, potentially trading these around earnings, different options. It's not for beginners to do, but there are a lot of moves around options. So looking at last week, we called Mara perfectly, and I'll show you guys. This is where we are now, just at about $49 on Mara. Over here on our Discord, right here, last weekend, I posted this chart, and I posted where I think it's going to be going. It was at $39 when I posted this on our Discord. It is now $49. That is a tremendous move for a company that was trading at $39 to go up $10 a share. So this was all here. And remember, just because I post something, I'm wrong also. We're not going to be right all the time. So do your own due diligence, right? Don't just blindly follow anyone. It says it right here. But I was long Mara, and that was a good play. That was a very nice stock to have on the watch list for last week. So let's go to the chart now. And that's what it did. Look at these candles. Unbelievable. What a great move Mara had. Very, very nice. So that was on our Discord for last week. And now if we're looking at my picks for this week, you have to keep in mind, just because I'm going to tell you 5 stocks that are going to be on my watch list, it doesn't mean that it has to happen, okay? And also, you need the overall market to be at your back. So if you're going to be going long something, you're going to want the market to be also going long. You don't want to be trading against the trend. So you can see here with Mara, well, one of the reasons why I liked Mara a lot right here is because I noticed that Bitcoin was starting to move. And I really liked the way that it was looking. So that's why I had Mara on the watch list. Now, there's plenty of Bitcoin stocks that you could have, that will look basically the same way because Bitcoin did well. But you have to have the overall market to be behind your back. So when we get into these picks, I'm going to want, the market to be very strong, the continued strength that we saw last week. I'm going to want to see that for this week coming up. So I don't think that we can ignore Tesla. It's just impossible to ignore at this point. And what I'm really finding funny is Michael Burry, the short guy, the one that was short during the housing market that called that, made billions of dollars on it. He has been short this market, and Tesla in particular, for almost a year. I don't know what he's doing in his position, but he must be getting absolutely crushed. So a lot of people were saying, you know what, Tesla had a pretty big move and it's extended. So they were a little skeptical. That's why you have to be drawing your technical analysis. Going into Friday, you have to know that this was about to break out from this trend line. And that's exactly what happened on Friday. So now this is in a very clear new type of trend. Once a trend breaks like this, what I'm going to wait for now is a bit of a retracement and then to get long going forward. If it even gives you a retracement, you could tell by this candle that it closed at its high. It doesn't get any more bullish than that. So can it keep going? If you saw here, yes, it can, because a lot of people will get squeezed out, like these big positions that some of the hedge funds have, and they're just going to have to cover. Look at how many green candles this is in a row. I mean, there's just a ton. Even the red candle is still a green day because it gapped up so much. So Tesla can put together a lot of green candles in a row. We've seen it happen before. So this is a technical breakout from this level. I don't see any way that this does not break previous highs eventually. It's just a matter of time. And so Tesla obviously is on my watch list. Another one is MGM. This got a great price upgrade over at, I forget where it was. We can just take a look here. It says buy MGM. I'm pretty sure. Yes, from 33 to 68. Okay. So the price target now on this over at Credit Suisse is $68 a share. I usually don't care what analysts say, but when I see a candle that looks like this, look at that volume bar there. That is unbelievable. And look at that move. You had a flat top breakout at $46 a share. So where is our entry going to be? That's what we need to know. And it looks like we're starting to consolidate right here. And we closed at the bottom of this candle. This is just waiting and setting up for a bull flag to continue higher, in my opinion. I don't know, when it's going to happen, but we now set in right here at 49, at the 49 level, a little bit of a flat top. If we can get even a little bit better of a pullback for a more low risk entry for a break of 49, 50, 51, that could give you a very good trade going forward. I really like this very bullish price action here, including a trend line that goes back from the March lows. Very much has held up really, really nicely. So I'm very bullish MGM, Tesla, let's see, Starbucks, the third stock on my watch list. This has formed a support level at around 109 to 110, around that area. So what I would look at, since we closed under the 200 moving average, we're having trouble breaking the 20 EMA. We're having trouble holding the 200 moving average. This is something that you can take a low risk entry. You could always sell it if we break down under 109.50, but I think this has room to go. I think this is setting up for a nice move higher. I think their earnings are going to be very good. Their earnings are actually in about 10 days from now. And I think that this is going to be setting up really nicely. It's consolidating around the base here. This is support. This is a very clear level of support. I do like to buy a great company around support. So Starbucks is on my list. It's on my watch list. So now going to the fourth stock here is Nvidia. Nvidia? I don't know, however you pronounce it. I might be pronouncing it wrong. Again, we have a clear trend line. We have a very bullish stock. And once this one gets going, this can give you some great day trading days. Really, really nice moves. So where is our previous highs? Right here, 2, 3 times. We hit 3 times here for this 230 level. I think that it's just a matter of time before we get back there because we're setting in higher lows along the way. So right here, this was a very clear level. Once it got back past it, this is really looking nice. Support is setting in all around the moving averages. You're going to have momentum behind this stock. And let's see if we can rip up to previous highs, which is where I would be taking my profit. If I was going to be swing trading something like this, I want to be taking profit where we saw previous resistance. And that's still a ways away. You can scalp this one intraday for some opening range breaks in a bullish market. Just make sure that the Qs are looking good. Make sure the tech stocks are looking good before you do that. But that is my fourth stock. Now my fifth stock, which I'm playing a reversal on. And the only reason why is because of how much this thing has pulled back. And this bounce off the 200 moving average for stocks like this that a lot of people, big institutions own, I see a lot of buying that came in here. This big green candle got bought up at exactly to the penny the 200 moving average. Put in a hammer candlestick, bullish hammer, got over this level, 322.50. It is now support. So if 322.50 ever broke again, then I would say, you know what? Your trade idea is wrong. The reversal is not setting into motion here. And I would be looking to get out of that position. So I think this is a low risk entry here for reversal, especially if we have the overall market behind our back as well. And Facebook, you know, they have earnings coming up here. We got to be aware of that. Their earnings are next week. So, and let's be honest, they earn a lot of money. They make a ton of money. So, and any time that Facebook has ever had any sort of, you know, issue where they thought that people would be pulling ads, not using the platform anymore, it has never happened. So, you know, this is definitely looking pretty good, but I would be willing to cut this trade if it broke this level and broke the 200 moving average. I would say you're wrong, and I would move on to another stock. So that's my 5 picks. I think the overall market is looking pretty good, but we have to wait and hear from companies during this week's earnings season. I want to hear what they say. I want to hear how they guide. And a lot of that is going to happen this week. A very busy week coming up. So now that I'm out of breath, please hit the thumbs up for the video. And if you want, come over, join our Discord. It's a great community, great traders over there. And if you're new to the channel, subscribe. I'll see you guys back on the next one. Take care.